I love Julio. I think he's one of the best players for the game of baseball. He's becoming a superstar in this league. Signed his big historic contract in the offseason after Rookie of the Year. But this year has been a struggle, more so of a struggle than we've ever seen from him in his short career, striking out more than we have ever seen from Julio. So my question to you is, what do you see from Julio Rodriguez? Is it something at the plate? Is it too much pressure he's putting on himself after the contract? What do you see?
Well, this is the intrigue when all these analytics decide that long contracts are going to be done before they see anybody struggle. This is normal process of a young player going through an adaptation of what pitchers are doing. And I think no matter how great you are, and he is great, and I'm not saying the contract won't work out, but we give out so many contracts so fast to so many players that eventually there's going to be some of those hiccups where they don't play out the way they say this particular player will. So it's natural. He's got to make adjustments. Pitchers make adjustments to him. Every player in the history of the game goes through it. Even Mike Trout went through it. He just doesn't go through it very often. And that's the difference. And I've always said in this game, you give me a guy that struggles and he gets through it, you've got somebody you can count on for a long time. But if you just give me a guy who has had nothing but success and hasn't struggled yet and doesn't know what that's like, he's got to go through it.
Yeah.
Every player in the history of the game's gone through it. We just don't think that these young players are capable of doing that because we've projected all these numbers on what they're going to do based on their great start. And let me tell you something, they're great, but some of them hadn't struggled yet, and he's going through it. So it's part of the process.
How good do you think Julio Rodriguez can ultimately be? I know he's going through struggles right now, but to me, it looks like he has the makings of being an all-time great player in this league. And I know that's early to say after one season, but how good, when you watch Julio, or from what you've seen of him in his career, how good do you think this guy has the potential of being?
Well, he has a unique wiry strength to him, like an Eric Davis. Back in the day when Eric Davis came on the scene with the Reds, and he was a 40-40 guy, like almost every year you could think, and then he unfortunately didn't stay healthy.
Yeah.
I think he's a guy that could steal 40 bases and hit 40 home runs. That's just how good he is. And in that ballpark and that team and where they're trying to go, they need Julio Rodriguez to be that kind of guy and to have that kind of weaponry in their lineup. And I think once he figures out how to close certain doors of what pitchers are doing, he's going to be fine. Yep. Slumps are not bad for young players to go through. Matter of fact, to go through them earlier is better than go through them down the stretch when it matters the most. So I just think his bat is so quick that he's in a position, rarefied air, of strength, speed, and I certainly think average too, even though that's not what's happening
Yeah.
at this point.